Let's refine it further. Let's refine it further.
We'll make it mad, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch, where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, we're Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch with Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Let's refine it further.
We Mike and Matt, lead the way.
Let's refine it further.
We're here to stay. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we're Mike and Matt. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Let's refine it further. Let's refine it further.
Always on track. We'll make it back. With a clutch, double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Double Clutch. What's good, homie? How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's happening, man? I'm good, man. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready, bro. I'm ready for this one. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this one, bro.
It's gonna be an interesting topic to tap into, man. Definitely ready to dive into this one.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be crazy. But just been having the regular weekend as normal, working and cleaning snakes this morning. Oh, let me before this is great. This is great right here.
All right.
So I'm sure everybody, if you know me, has or been in any Discord I'm in, has heard about my stranger clown that I got from Renowned Reptiles almost about a year and a half ago, and he was already 700 grams when I got him, 700 grams. Would not breed, wouldn't touch a female. Today, I paired up 11 animals this morning before I left to go to do my open house this morning. And I came back and all 11 was locked up, and he is one of them. And I'm like, bro, I about just start shouting.
Boy done grew on up.
Hey, he done grew up, man, because he was definitely on he was on his way out. We was gonna have a ceremony for him. We was gonna have a going away party, But he finally got his act together, man. So I can start putting stranger into stuff, man. It's been crazy since that girl I had a few years ago, and now, you know what I'm saying? But now he with it, and I can start making me some, put that stranger into the paint, which was the original plan, but he started too late. Now all those girls is up at dang near 30 millimeters. So
okay.
But next year though, he'll be ready.
Yeah, it's dope when stuff like that happen, man. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But what you been up to this weekend, bro?
Shoot, man. Doing a little bit of work on the computer. Got some workouts in earlier today. Yeah. Hit some yoga up. Hit some reformer Pilates up. You know what I mean?
Hot yoga?
Yeah, I did some hot yoga. Yeah, I did like reformer early this morning. And then like 40 minutes later, I did hot yoga. And man, like I was on a whole nother level with it, bro. So yeah, that was a workout. And then I like sealed it off with some yin yoga later this evening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was on a whole nother astral plane. You know what I'm saying? Just jive.
So I was probably all up in your yang. I was your yang. When I called you was probably like this dude. Oh, shoot.
Cloud 9, man. Whole nother universe. Parallel universe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What they had that at? Like 104 for hot yoga, like being in a hot tub?
105 and 6% humidity.
Yeah.
Be some heat.
Be
some leasing.
Yeah. I did it, like I said, I did it once in high school, a few times in college.
Okay.
That's when I don't know if it was a hot yoga wave, but all the honeys was in hot yoga at college. So you know what I'm saying? The athletes was where the honeys was. You find me wherever the honeys was at. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But yeah, man. I'm excited about today's show, man. Oh,
Yeah, me too, man. For sure, man. Big shout out to everybody in the chat too, man. We see y'all, man. We really appreciate it. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. If you ain't hit that like button already, be sure to smash that like button. See who we got in the chat tonight. We got the homie Dwight, the Pie Man. What's good, homie?
Yeah.
We got the homie Big Keys in the building. What's good? Whiskey Bomb Network. We got the homie RO 5.0. What's good? Herp Collectors Network in the building. We got the homie Wiz. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. We got wife in here pulling double duty. Appreciate you. We got the guest pulling double duty. Appreciate you, fam. Got Daniel Baird Sports in here. West Coast Reptiles. John Lucky's Pythons. Dun Dowder. We got the whole crew in here tonight, man. Big shout out to y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I know all y'all subscribe, but if anybody coming through who ain't subscribing, you catching the replay, and big shout out to the replay gang. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Real quick promo.
Yes.
Make sure tapping in with Husbandry.Pro. Promo code DC Squad 60. You get 60 days free. That's applicable to inactive members, like folks who have been inactive for 6 months or longer, and brand new customers, man. So definitely tap in with Husbandry.Pro. Promo code DC Squad 60 gets you 60 days free, man. Organize your collection, organize your records, man. I can't tell you how many times me logging stuff in Husbandry.Pro has came in absolutely clutch, double clutch, if you will.
Yes, sir.
And if you're in the Patreon, you can get another promo code to get you 90 days free, but you got to tap in with the Patreon. So join the Double Clutch Patreon today, man. We have a blast in there, man. We got a marketing session coming up on this Tuesday's Zoom call. So if you're not in the Patreon yet, go ahead and tap in, man. You can get the link and you can be in that session. We got Stewart Design in the building, so that's gonna be real cool. Blake is a solid dude in the reptile industry and deep in this marketing and branding space. So definitely tap in with the Double Clutch Patreon, man. And make sure you're tapping in with all the shows on the Herp Collectors Network. We got Control Corner, Retic Rundown, Grow House, Clutch Conversations, Double Clutch, and more from out. Make sure you tap in with all of those for sure.
It's a heavy hitter list right there, man. It's a heavy list.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So without further ado, man, they've been back there marinating. Let's go bring out the guests.
Yeah, man. Let's bring them out, man. Just bring them out. Bring them out.
Yes,
it's hard
sir.
to
yes,
yell
sir.
when the barrel's in your mouth.
Yeah, we got the homie Ash, Mr. Malice. What's good?
What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good?
Yeah, like I said before backstage, we are excited to have y'all on here today to talk about, man, you know what I'm saying, the topic at hand, you know what I'm saying, boom or bust with these dinkers and so forth, you know what I'm saying, so I'm excited to get into this with y'all, man. So if you're in the chat, give a shout out to the lovely guests that we have on here today. They rocking it. They are, some of my favorite people because they're always in the chat. Everybody knows Elias is going to be vocal as he want to be. You know what I'm saying? I be having to ignore some of his chat comments. I be like, oh, this he over here wilding. He wilding in this chat right now, man. Wilding out. So, you know what I'm saying? But no, we definitely appreciate it. Always showing love to us. So sharing our content and stuff. So definitely it was important for us to get y'all on here. But before we dive into it, the big question that I have, and this is not even to do with our show right now, but this is for just the reptile hobby in general and the ball python community. There has been some stuff that has been going on that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, has to be addressed in a way that just brings the community to a call. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a standard, I believe, that should be held up in this community. I don't believe in thieves. I don't believe in liars. I don't believe in people that backstab, that go around your back, that manipulate you, play you on purpose, lead you down false directions, none of that stuff. But I do believe in fairness and forgiveness and welcoming people back in. But I do want to understand and know in the chat, if y'all could give us some insight on what is the requirement of being let back into this hobby. What is the no turning back, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying? Where do we throw in the towel on cats? Because a lot of cats are able to be resurrected like Jesus. and they come back 3 days later. But then there's a lot of guys that's still out here in the grave, right? And I'm not going to just say a lot of guys. We're going to throw little names out there because I like to bring stuff to the forefront. I feel like this is an educational show, and therefore I want to educate people on what's going on behind the scenes, so that if we got somebody on here that's new, or we got somebody that's just into the hobby, you don't go spend your money with these people, or you can, but at least you've been warned, right? So, and the thing about it, the thing is this. So I was been talking to some buddies this week, and the main guy that I'm thinking about right now is my man Mike from Insane Clown Ball Pythons. Mike came onto the scene heavy, with a lot, with more bands to spin than a lot of us could count, and did his thing, got in heavy and did a lot of cool stuff and was producing a lot of cool stuff. Made a mistake, stole an animal that wasn't his, ended up returning the animal. Nobody lost any money. Nobody lost an animal. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Everything was returned back to the playing field that it was originally started at. And Mike is still not in the hobby. Now we have guys like, he's not in the hobby no more, but let's just bring up Daniel Allison first, right? This guy screwed over people multiple times in the hobby, sold off false heads multiple times in the hobby, got kicked out one time, left the hobby, right? Went to do his rehab, went to go do whatever it is he had to do. I applaud him for that because I feel like we all fall on down times. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through something. Comes back into the hobby and does the same thing all over again. You know what I'm saying? But he's forgiven and given that chance to come back in and screw all of us over once again. Selling false heads, doing a bunch of stuff, not giving people their money, selling animals that he didn't have, all kinds of nonsense that went down in that situation. That's just one situation. I'm just going to give y'all a brief synopsis because we want to get into this Dinker stuff. We got him. Then we have a recent situation that just came up in one of the discourse I was in, where it exposed Matt Byram. Okay, Matt Byram has been in the hobby for a long time. Matt Byram is a vet in the game. Elias is going to been a vet in the game for a long time, right? Has sold multiple animals. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Been at multiple shows, vended big shows. I'm talking about Tinley Park shows. And it has just come to light, and it was posted in the Discord, and I'm going to discuss only what I seen on the Discord. Posted up in the Discord that Jersey Balls, that he basically screwed Jersey Balls over for $8,000 of an animal. Sold an animal that basically it was more than an $8,000 animal, but he gave him $8,000 for a deposit.
Right.
Basically, he gives Matt Byram the deposit, checks about the snake a few months later and like, hey man, what's going on with the snake? What's the status of the snake? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Weather's better now, right, guys? We can start shipping stuff now. So he inquires about his animal that he's made a deposit on so he could get his animal. Matt Byram then goes to tell him, oh, the animal dies. So Jersey Balls then goes, okay. I mean, in my mind, like, dude, why you didn't tell me that my animal died? Like, why do I got to inquire about getting my animal to find out that it died? Basically, I just gave you $8,000. So big then,
7,400,
right,
but
7,400. Yeah, I'm rounding up, but 7,400. Yeah. So then he gives his reply to him is that, you know, my Morph Market page says all deposits are non-refundable. Right now, there's a lot of lies in there, guys. Just read between the lines. You don't tell me that my animal has died when I made a $7,400 deposit. You don't kid me up and be like, hey, this is what happened. The animals died. Hey, how can I reimburse you? When Jersey Boss asks for his reimbursement, he basically tells him to go screw yourself. You know, I'm not going to cuss. This is a child show. I'll leave that up to Mike. Basically tells him to go screw himself and then doesn't give him his money back. But Morph Market already has a policy that says if I give you a deposit, no matter what your store policy is, your deposit is refundable if your animal dies. So if I buy an animal from Elias or he buys one from me and that animal dies in my care, I need to refund him back that money. No, bottom line. So why is this guy? He's still on Morph Market. He got a green check still on Morph Market right now. I've done my research, people. Everybody want the green check. He still has a green check. Why does he still have a green check on Morph Market? Why haven't we exposed this dude on Facebook? Why is he not on Instagram?
They block people for less on there.
You feel what I'm saying? Why is he not on being exposed on Instagram? Why is he not being exposed on Facebook and all these reels and feeds and all this kind of stuff? This is what Matt Byram has done. I will say the name. Matt, and the crazy part, I vended with the guy 2 years ago in Southern Cal, right at Pomona, right there next to him. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. People, hey, it's some funny business going on. So that happens, right? So that's number 2. Moving into number 3 is just a few months ago, about 6 months ago, 6, 7, I don't know, maybe a little bit over a year ago, Mike Pender gets screwed over by Darren from Ozzy Reptiles, right? Selling false heads. We're talking about paint, head, asphalt, and that is an animal that nobody really has right now. At that time, when it was sold about a year and a half ago, being sold as that. Animal's not that. He says he got to test it, this, that, and the other. A whole bunch of lies. The point is, a false animal was sold. The dude never refunded him his dang near $6,000 worth of animals that he bought that were supposed to be head or asphalt head paints and whatever else he got in that combination. And he went on to MJ's show. I applied MJ for exposing that when it happened. And then 6 months later, though, this dude, he's back on the scene again. So what is the requirement? And I'm not hating. I believe in forgiveness. I'm a Christian by belief. I've been a minister since I was 13 years old. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in all of that. What I don't believe in, though, is the standard of hypocrisy in this community to where we let guys screw over everybody and then come back in just because of who they are and who their friend group is and this, that, and the other. But we got to do like Insane Clown Ball Pythons. And I'm just going to say his name because I like Mike. I like what Mike did. I like what he had. Did he make a mistake? You dang right. And I tell him to his face that he made a mistake. But where's the atonement at? Like, where as a hobby, what is the standard? Do we give these guys a year? Do we give these guys 6 months? Or do we pick and choose which ones get to come back in and which don't? Because the hypocrisy has to stop. This hobby is too small for that. And it's kind of crazy. Exactly what Marcus and Tiffany said. Brian Barczyk ripped off a gang of people. And I love Brian Barczyk. Love him to death. He never ripped me off. You know what I'm saying? But he ripped off a gang of people.
Yep. So me too. I love him, but there are sins that happened in the past.
You know what I'm saying? And we all got to pass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, reaching out to the hobby. When do we let Mike back into the hobby? Because we all know he's still out there bringing. You don't just give up that collection he had. I'm not. So you know what I'm saying? So when do we let a guy like that back in to the hobby? Because we've let everybody else back into the hobby. So
and I feel you're right. And I feel like everybody should have their own personal responsibilities because I have my own lists on my phone. I have a black list of people I've seen screwed over or people that screwed me over in the past, and I know to never work with them again. Yeah. But at the same time, if I see that they have either atoned for their past or they haven't screwed other people over, because it could be 50 people they did right by and they just messed up this one time, or they messed up maybe 2 times. I'm not going to sit here and say never shop from that person. But if someone comes to me and say, have you ever shopped with this person? What was your experience? I'm not going to lie either. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, yo, this breeder screwed me over, or this breeder sold me this and it was not true. However, move at your own risk. You can do that, but move at your own risk. So I think even us as other breeders and pet keepers, hobbyists, whatever, we have a responsibility of vetting out people ourselves. And if people never want to forgive Mike for what he did, they have that right. But at the same time, we can't sit here and say he should never breed again when we've allowed other people, like you said, to come back in the forefront and show off their animals and breed again and sell animals. So, I just feel like you said, I don't like the hypocrisy either. Yeah. Everybody has their own individual responsibility of how they interact with each other. However, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Insane Clown Posse should never breed again. He should just walk out and go sell dogs for sale. Nah, I ain't going to do that because I ain't do that with the other guys that you just named and mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
Bottom line up front, the treatment across the board has to be equal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be some people get away with whatever and you forgive them and they right back in, whereas other people just get banned and it's just forget about this guy. This guy can't come back in our crew, in our gang, in our hobby, our industry, whatever you want to call it. Like the treatment got to be the same across the board. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to justify anything anybody did. I was
Mm-mm.
to say Mike did something that was messed up. You know what I mean? But that don't
Yep.
mean forever he can't return to this industry. Forever he can't return to this hobby or whatever. And then the other thing too, man, is how do these people keep getting to do this stuff behind the scenes to multiple people over
And nobody say nothing.
again, and nobody says nothing.
But everybody knows, but nobody says
that's
nothing.
one thing I learned. That's one thing I learned about joining a bunch of Patreons is that people behind closed doors, behind the paywall, will air out any dirty laundry, but don't say nothing. And then the next newcomer that just got in the hobby gets screwed over. Yep. And I'm like, why don't we just tell the newcomers, hey, watch out for this person? I don't get it. I don't understand. It baffles me. It baffles me.
I mean, the guy has, and speaking of Matt Byron, when I say the guy has $8,000 listed on $8,000 snakes listed on Morph Market. So, like you saying, if I'm that new investor person that's trying to come in and I'm thinking, shoot, I got $100,000 to spend, let me go ahead and invest in this stuff, and I get screwed over, it could have been prevented if the hobby spoke out loud. But that's the thing, though. The hobby has the potential to speak out loud because we watched it happen with Insane Clown Ball Pythons. We watched, man, Facebook for weeks. Instagram, his Instagram got blocked. That's how hard the hobby went. They was reporting this dude's Instagram. They was reporting his Facebook. They was airing him out on Instagram and Facebook. Where's the standard at? Why do we go behind into the Patreons and or into the Discords and these closed groups and expose everybody else instead of exposing it to the public like we did on this dude? You know what I'm saying? That's my beef right now with the hobby. Where's the standard at? You know what I mean? So
and then we sit back and laugh at the newbies who get screwed over, like, oh, you should have known better. You should have checked their reviews on Morph Market. You should have did this. But I was like, but we could avoid all this if you would have told me that this person was a scammer.
Yeah.
Could have avoided it.
So, I mean, we say all that to say this, guys, you know what I'm saying? And we done with that because we got some more interesting stuff we got to get into. But stuff needed to be exposed. So, and I'm calling it like it is. You know what I'm saying? From the three names I mentioned, because those was just the three that I thought about this week, from Daniel Allison to Matt Byram to Darren at Azani Reptiles. And look, I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Mistakes is mistakes. If I make a mistake, call me out on it. You know what I'm saying? And
we all should have a chance to be forgiven and atone for those mistakes. Yeah. We should all be given a chance, not just one person every couple of years.
Yeah.
Or every few months.
If we forgive some, we got to forgive everybody, man. Straight up. So with that being a wrap on that, the reason we got these two fantastic people in front of us today is because, what else to say about them other than if everybody else is on the wide path, they're on a narrow path of where it is that they're going, that everybody is not in, meaning that everybody is not in that path that they're going, right? And so I got a few questions I'm going to ask them. Me and Mike going to ask them, and we'll probably get into some other stuff as the conversation flows. But we everybody knows who you guys are. You guys are out there. So started off with this, man. What and who is the Dinker Squad? I've been seeing a lot of hashtags. Dinker Squad. They be Dinker Squad in the chat. You know what I'm saying? It's Dinker Squad on. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole hood of Dinker Squads. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So what is it, man? Who is it? Like how did this evolve into something that y'all got rolling right now?
Well, it started off just a collective of friends that were hand selected and picked by Fred and AJ because they had a collection of snakes that they acquired and a bunch of dinkers. They had dinkers of their own that they were working, but they had a bunch extras.
Right, with that new collection they picked up.
Yeah, and so they needed help. And so they selectively hand chose people with integrity that they thought would actually value and care about these projects. And they picked us, a core group of people, and we rocked out. They sent us a couple of animals for us to work with and go our own lane and our own path, so everybody's not working the same stuff. Like, you won't see any hypo or clown in my dinkers, but you might see some in theirs, or you might see lace and whizzes, or you might see who knows, anything from Ash with the tri-stripes, you know what I'm saying, mixed in with the dinkers. Like, we're trying to pick and choose how we're going to go,
Right.
proving out these animals while making cool combos that we're passionate about. And then it just kind of evolved from there. We had, eventually Ash got into the group, and he became like the spokesperson for real. And we were just like, hey, whenever we post our dinkers, we gonna put hashtag Dinker Squad or Gene Unit or whatever. We're gonna start a movement. We're gonna start a wave, and it just skyrocketed from there. So now we got a good handful of people who are like, we're investing in our own dinkers, getting our own dinkers, thanks to Ash and his connections with Underground. And it's just been going from there, pretty
So
much.
the Dinker jeans that y'all working amongst the group.
There is, I know for me personally, I'm working AK-47 that I got from Fred and AJ, and also a dinker called the Villain that they've been working for a couple of years that they acquired from KG Bomb Projects. But then there's some more called, like, there's one they're working called the Mustard, and it's a couple of people in the squad that has that gene, and a slew of others. And then we all know Ash. He knows how to get those wild animals from Africa, straight from Benin and Togo. And so I have my own personal digger that I'm working called the Kazi. And once I prove her out with these first clutch, it's gonna be on and popping. And hopefully, I'm calling her the Malice cousin, the cousin to the Malice.
So it's the granite gene.
Yeah, it's a granite gene.
So Ash, going a little bit deeper about that, like as far as Elijah's giving you credit as far as, bringing in these genes and stuff. How are you going about that? You know what I'm saying? Let the people know, like, what's the background that you have as far as getting these genes in, or the stuff that you've proved out already, or new stuff coming in.
So I've had the opportunity to be mentored by Ian from Outback Reptiles. Cool dude, and for the better part of 30 years he's been importing these genes from West Africa. Like I've said a few times before, he's responsible for probably a half of the genes in our racks right now. So I've taken a particular, some people would call it a peculiar liking to the animals coming from the wild. You know what I mean? Ian kind of took that path, and I guess him being my mentor probably just fell into place like that. So I especially took a liking to these granite genes. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I just started trying to prove them out. And yeah.
So with that, and I'll let Elijah answer first. Why? That's as was saying, seeing all these granite genes or these genes from the wild and all that, and that Ian is responsible for dang near half of what's come in. You have the bar checks and them doing it, you have the Bells doing it, all those people bringing in all these genes. So technically, we have hundreds of established genes already here in the market, right? Hundreds of them, and stuff even popping up in people's collections. Why choose to, go this route that you're doing right now? Why is that?
Because sorry. Because
that's all right.
My bad.
You go first. Elijah, you go first, then Asher come in.
Okay. For me personally, I just want to experiment and do something different. Like my tagline is be creative. I want to be creative, and I don't feel creative buying the same jeans that everybody else has or working the same jeans that everybody else is doing. If I'm going on Morph Market and I see 2,000, 6,000, 7,000 under certain recessives, I'm going to go and be like, okay, let me look at the ones that only have 5 on Morph Market. Like, that's just how I gravitate towards. And I like things that most people kind of forget about or call pet quality. Like, sorry, I love lesser. I do. I can't. It is what it is. But everybody's like, oh, that's a pet. Oh, it makes bells. Oh, it does this. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go this route. And if I make something cool with lesser, cool. Just but it ain't gonna have that lesser price tag, that lesser discount. Just know that. So I just like experimenting. For me, I like experimenting, doing something different, and seeing something that you just can't find from any Joe Schmo on Morph Market.
Right. What about you, Ash?
So for me, it's more the artistic thing. I feel like when I see too many of a certain kind of a gene, you know, I want to do something different. You know, in order for my animals to look different nowadays, I may not have the type of wallet where I could buy all the way up here to look that different if I'm thinking from an investment level. But I still want to have fun. But I don't want to make any more black pastels, let's just say. I may feel like there's 6,000 of them already. And a person that has a small collection, I can't do the super with that, right? So I'm trying to put all of these things together. I'm trying to look different. I'm trying to juggle having a small collection and, you know, just going your own way to me just feels like the best conduit, a new conduit. You know what I mean? And I smile at it. I really do. I enjoy it.
Nice, nice. Did you have something, Mike, that you was about to say?
Nah.
Okay. So going a different route, both of y'all said going a different route and all that kind of stuff, and you know, versus investing in something that you've seen out there. A lot of people would say, you know, that, you know, whether they're in this for the business or for the hobby aspect of it, that that's not a smart business move. What it is that you guys are doing as far as going down routes that, whether it be working with lesser, right? Whether it be trying to take lesser into a route that nobody's seen it before, that's not a smart business move to some people. Or whether it be Ash bringing in genes from the wild and investing in those genes, that's not, you know what I'm saying, a smart business move. What do you guys like? What's your input on that?
So, you know, there was a time where people said the Ozzy, those were nice normals, you know, to his orange dream.
That's
You know,
okay.
there were times where all of us said, well, damn, I wish I would have bought that Desert Ghost when it was only $500. You know, so all in all, you know, I just feel like widening the gene pool is a good thing. It's not something that I'm scared of. You know, it's how most of these genes begat to be genes in our collections. You know, everybody wants to say Barnhart Black Pastel, like, but he picked that black pastel from a bunch, or Ozzy picked that black pastel out from a bunch of black pastels. You understand what I'm saying? So some people like photography and ball pythons. Some people, like, to me, it's like as excited as we all get when you're cutting an egg open and you don't know what that combo is gonna look like. That's how I feel when I'm trying to prove out a new gene. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Facts. Yep. And honestly, at the end of the day, and respect to all the businessmen and women, respect to all entrepreneurs of the world. At the end of the day, this is a pet. This is an animal. This is a luxury animal. This isn't a car. This isn't like I will never see them the way y'all see them on from a business perspective. If I make some money off of it, cool. But I know y'all invested a lot of money. Y'all invested thousands and thousands of dollars from infrastructures, racks, the food, the feeders, all that jazz. I get it. And you want a return on your investment. That's just not how my brain works. My brain has never worked that way. I never saw my snake and said, oh, I need to invest this amount of money, make this much, and yada, yada, yada. You got it. No. If my snakes with the photo shoots and educational shows can pay for their own food, I'm happy. I'm happy because I like my 9 to 5 job. I can't speak for everybody else. There's probably somebody who's working at Walmart right now trying to breed snakes so they can make it and leave Walmart. I don't mind retiring from my profession and still working snakes. Like, I'm good. So
Yeah.
it's easier for me to go down this path because I just never had that mentality of, oh, business, 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 return on investment, taxes, yada yada. I ain't it. It's nothing to me.
So you are the truest form of the
Amen.
hobbyist. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know, and I think
through and through.
yeah, and I think that's where we all start off at. And I think, I mean, shoot, like I said, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before. We have a hobby that 98% of the people in here in this hobby got a regular job. They got a 9 to 5. I don't care how much they done invest. I didn't put in a lot, but I got I got my 9 to 5 too. You know what I'm saying? So we all, yeah. So I definitely that's a cool take on it. I definitely appreciate that. Now,
And also, before we move on, I'm a science nerd at heart.
okay,
I've always loved science and biology and things like that. Even though I was a C student, I just love it. And so the fact that we're adding new bloodline and learning these dinkers straight from the wild, how they interact versus 5, 6, 7, 8 generations removed from the wild, to me, that is the most exciting part. That gets me more excited than any combo. The fact that I'm studying what this wild caught animal feel with scars and stuff, what her brain is thinking versus the snake that's been used to human interaction their whole life. So that also is what motivates me to do the Dinker route.
I like that. And it's different. And I mean, shoot, me and Ash was talking the other day, and he was just telling me and showing me how from bringing an animal in, the African animal, to the third generation, just how different, crazy it is, and it's the same exact gene.
And they look, and how different they look.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So all that stuff is very interesting to me. Now, with this word dinker, right? Let's air something out with that. Like what do we classify as a hobby as a dinker, and then when is it not a dinker? What's the process and the steps from it going from dinker? Because a lot of people still call malice a dinker. Malice is not a dinker. That thing is a gene through and through. It's a
crazy,
genetically proven gene. It's proven. So at what
no
stage,
shared test needed, but genetically proven.
none at all. So at what point do we as a hobby say, okay, we remove that dinker label and we label it as the gene that, you know what I'm saying, whatever the name is that owner of that gene came up with?
Well, I've been, in the hobby for 22 years. I've been hearing that word dinker for 22 years. Shoot, part of me wanting dinkers now, especially from Africa, it is the challenge of doing something different. After 22 years, sometimes you need to find something different that you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So I don't mind assist feeding this snake. I don't mind seeing if it likes gerbils versus hamsters versus rats versus mice versus ASFs. But as far as, I'm sorry, what was the question again? I got off on
just like
at what point is the gene not a dinker anymore?
And
a dinker.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're proving it out, just when you're proving it out, when you see something, you like it, you're trying to prove it out. I put this funny animal to an orange dream. I want to see if I can make a replication of itself or a replication orange dream. Once you replicate it, it's no longer a dinker. It's no thought in it. It's a gene, Then in the dinker squad, we came up with the term. What is it, Elias?
Gas, gene advancing stage.
Go
So
into
so
that.
once so basically I have the Kazi, for example. I breed her to a blackhead or whatever, orange stream or whatever. Once she lays her first clutch and I cut them eggs open and I see a exact replica of her, or better yet, a exact replica of her mixed with the sire, that's the gas stage. We've already proven that she can replicate herself. This isn't just a funky looking nice normal. This is something genetically. So we're advancing. We're advancing to something else. Okay, now let's see what happens with this. We see what it does with this codon. Let's see what it does with these recessives. Let's try to make some hits. Let's try to breed one of her sons back to her to see if we can make a super. Is it a viable super? That's what gas means to us. We're putting our foot on the gas and we're moving forward to advance in the gene.
Okay.
So what's the plan if you do that first pairing with the then Dinker gene and you don't see it replicated in the next clutch? Are you pulling the plug or are you putting in some more work to see if it's recessive?
Putting in some more work. Why would you pull the plug on one clutch? Like, see if it's because, like you said, because shout out to Will. He was the first person to ask this question to us in the squad. He said, "What if the snake you got from the wild is a dinker, but come to find out when you breed her, she just gave you a bunch of normals, but come to find out she was the super form of whatever that dinker is." And so we're going to treat those babies like hets then. We're going to treat them like hets, and we're going to try to run it back and see if we can use them, the next generation, to recreate what mom or dad or whatever snake from the wild, whatever dinker project we're working on, and go forward. And that's easier to let us know, hey, okay, so this is recessive. This isn't a codon or, or whatever, or a dominant gene.
So when you see something funky produced in that next clutch, let's just say it's acting like an incomplete dominant, at what point do you go and start looking at other genes to see if it's doing something similar? That way you can kind of compare it against a baseline to see if it might be the same thing as a known gene.
I did immediately. You want to look at those things immediately. The curiosity, especially in the granite genes right now, the word granite is sometimes used as, I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
I mean? Sometimes people just, they just use the word granite because they just don't know. But they look different, if you have your eyes set on them every day, you can see intricate things that are different about them. And you may be like, yo, these guys are cousins, or these guys don't look too much, but it's a lot to deal with. It is, you better smile at it, because you can't run from it, or else you shouldn't have gotten yourself into that journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not for the weak.
Do any of you guys run, say, as you get something fresh off the docks, and then you pass it out to the crew or whatever, or you hold it yourself? Are you guys doing, like, say, a full panel test on anything first before you, like, is anybody choosing to go that route as well to make sure it's not something that's already been established?
I might be in the process of doing that now with one or two of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes with somebody like me, I swear I call myself a gene chaser, man. Like, I look at genes, I ask around. I do my due diligence. Like, I talk about these little genes that float around Maryland and Virginia. Shout out to my man Chad, Twisted Balls. Give him a follow. He has a wicked gene called the scatter gene. You know what I mean? So when you have a passion for these things, you kind of can home in on them a little bit better. It's a little bit easier. You know where to start. You may know who to ask. You may know where to look.
Yeah.
And and the only reason.
Real quick commercial break.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll be right back. Experience the epitome of elegance and excellence with Reagan Renee Rural Pythons. Working projects like DG Krypton and DG Clown, you can place your bets on quality and let Reagan Renee be your winning hand. Expect innovation and unmatched customer service with every interaction. Elevate your collection with the finest quality ball pythons. Visit them on Instagram and Morph Market. Discover the extraordinary at Reagan Renee Rural Pythons. Step into a world where dreams take shape with Ozzy, a true leader in the reptile industry. Known for unparalleled customer service and a dedication to excellence, Ozzy sets the standard. His cutting-edge projects continue to inspire and push the boundaries of what's possible. Submerge yourself in a future full of possibilities. Join the journey, embrace the innovation, and above all, keep dreaming. Big shout out to the sponsors. Yes. Elias, you up next, man.
I'm only gonna do a panel test for Kazi only because I want to make sure there isn't anything else floating in it, because we have seen and we have known some people in the hobby who got a Dinker, and yes, it did prove out to be an actual Dinker, but it also had something else along with it. For example, KG, who gave Fred and AJ the villain gene, he didn't know it at the time when he gave them that Dinker, but Fred and AJ figured out as they were breeding it that Dinker from the wild was also het clown. And they didn't know it. They were breeding it to a visual clown to make their own hets. It came out with visuals of that Dinker and the clown. So that's the only reason why I'm panel testing the Kazi snake, because I want to make sure for a fact that she ain't got no extra stuff in her. Because if she come back head clown, head DG, or head hypo, I'm gonna cry.
You gonna send it to me?
I'm be mad. I'm so pissed. And so that's the only reason why I'm spending money on a panel test, because I feel like it'll be worth it just knowing, okay, cool, she clean, she ain't got no extra, we good.
Okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. That's wild though. That so the one that KG get him was from the wild, and it was het clown.
He got it from Outback. It came straight from the wild, and it had het clown already attached to it.
That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy.
There have been other pies and albinos and xanthus, yellow bellies that come from the wild all the time. Yeah. Just so y'all know that.
Yeah,
all the time. You know. So not caramel. What did I see recently? An Ultramel. I swear that thing is an Ultramel that I saw. Calicos. You see him. You see him.
That's wild. So say you proved out, you know, I'm just walking people through these steps of this Dinker process. So you prove out a gene, you know what I'm saying? You call it Malice, you call it Kazi, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get your gene rolling. Is there, being that both of you guys consider yourselves a hobbyist and like to the core with this thing, and the passion and love for doing it for 22 years. Elias, I'm not sure how many years you've been doing it, but you just told us all.
I've been keeping since 2015, but I've just now started breeding a year ago.
Okay, so cool. Yeah. So you proved this out. You got something new, something hot. Is there a certain how do you go about the disbursement of your Dinker? Or not Dinker, because we got a full-blown gene now. So how do you go about the disbursement of your newfound gene? Like, is there certain, and I'm gonna just say the questions, but is there certain people or tiers you're not gonna sell to? Is there certain breeders that you don't want it in the hands of, or is there certain breeders you do want it in the hands of? How do you go? What's your guys' thought process on that, and how do you go about dispersing your gene to the public?
I definitely.
It's so easy. It's so easy. Kazi's not touching the Colts, and everybody know who the Colt is, so I ain't got to say the name. and so for people who are like DMing me, like, "Hey, when you get a baby, can I get one? Can I get one?" No, because you're a part of the Patreon of the Colt. Like, no, like no. But first and foremost, when I'm ready to disperse, it's going to the man who got me in it, which is Ash. He's going to be the first pick, because I wouldn't have Kazi if it wasn't for him. When he went to Outback and was looking at all the Dinkers, he immediately saw her and said, "This is for Elias." And he texted me and showed me the picture. He said, "I think this is for you." So once we prove her out and she becomes what she is, he's the first choice. Yeah. I got to pay it forward to the people who bless me.
Oh, yeah. Fact.
And so I've already have my list of names. It's at least 3 people that I know for sure. I'm going to go ahead and say KG blessed me. I've always been screaming since I started breeding. LC this, LC the world, LC this. KG blessed me and gave me a big deal on the LC project. If KG texts me and say, "I want some Kazis," no hesitation. I'm sending it to California. But I'm just saying, I'm blessing those who bless me because I wouldn't be in the position I am if it wasn't for the people who helped me out. And then, but I will have a criteria with them, like, do not sell it to anybody who would be quick to sell it to the cult. Don't do it.
Oh gosh. Well, Ash, how you feel? How you feel? Or what's your thought process on the disbursement of your? I mean, even talking with Malice right now, right? Malice is hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you got cats coming at you. You got the IBMs and the Microsofts and the Apple and everybody coming at you right now, trying to get a piece of the pie of the Malice gene. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your process on that? How do you go about dispersing your gene?
See, I'm a hobbyist. You know what I mean? So it's already not even that type of mentality with me. You know what I mean? My man Reggie has been there from since before the name of the Malice was the Malice. You know what I'm saying? He has one. Um, when this thing had me butting my head up against the wall, I hit up Levance, and he's been there for over a year and some months. You know what I mean? So I let him worry about certain things of that nature. Like that's not, you know what I mean? Me, I'm the hobbyist. I just want to tinker with it and put it in this and put it in that and see what it does. So as far as dispersing it, it don't gotta go far, man. I'm the
Yeah,
hobbyist. Like I don't even think about that. You know what I mean? Like I ain't.
yeah. I can vibe with it. And those of y'all that's listening, Ash is man. We had some conversations. We've been talking all week, and even we even talked about the pricing of said jeans, and he straight up was like, "Dude, I don't even live in that lane." You know what I'm saying? I'm just whatever trying to get this. You know what I'm saying? Tinker with what it is I'm doing, and you know what I'm saying. And Levance got it, and you know what I'm saying. And he's going down his path with it, and so. Yeah, they really in it for the hobby, man. So I definitely appreciate that. So we know where Elias stuff is not going. That's for sure. Uh, oh man.
And into the Patreon members of said cults, it's okay. Y'all got plenty. Y'all got plenty on Morph Market to buy from. Y'all got plenty. Y'all got plenty of Granity jeans. Go get you another Grandy jean that's well established.
Oh
Add it
god.
to that. You good. You good. You don't need the wow cop. You don't need the first generation wow cop. Nah, you good.
Oh man.
So who are the Colts?
Let me get off my mic.
I'm not finna get you canceled, Mike. I'm not finna get you canceled.
I can't be counseled.
Oh man. Look.
Just any of the look. If people are sitting waiting on YouTube for a certain video to drop, so they can see what jeans they need to invest in, that's the call. That's the call.
Jeez.
Oh
Jeez.
man. Count on the lies to keep it real. Keep it 100 at all times. No matter where we at. Is there any dinkers right now or that are truly dinkers right now that other than Elias, we know you got your Kazi stuff that you haven't proved out yet. Anything else though, like on the horizon that the general hobbyists and general public out here that's listening and watching should be on the lookout for? Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody in particular that y'all know that got some dinkers that we should be watching to see what these guys do over the next 2-3 years with their project?
To be honest, ever since we started yelling about these dinkers, there've been, especially in particular in my area, going to shows and things. There've been people hopping out the woodwork, um, and that let me know that more people watch these shows than I initially thought. They be like, "Hey Ash, how you doing? Look at my dinker." 5 people, maybe a couple of weeks ago at a show, must have ran up to me and was like, "Look at my dinker, look at my dinker," you know. And one of the people, I've vended with this lady probably 30 some odd times,
Yeah,
across from me. So eh, to be able to give these people a lane or a little bit of confidence, because a lot of times people put the dinker people down, you know what I mean? So we stand with each other, you know what I'm saying? I think that's very important. You know what I mean? Because some of the genes that people play with, that they pay thousands of dollars for, I look at them and I'm just like, okay, well, it made the snake lighter. Uh, okay,
That's
it
the only
made the snake
difference. That's the
lighter.
only difference.
All right, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it goes both ways, man. You know. Yeah, man.
Okay. Anybody or any genes that you could think of right now, or anybody working with something alive that you think we should be on the lookout for of their Dinker projects
um,
they got working?
it's a lot. It's a lot of us, but I know me personally, I'm excited about anything with the AK-47. I
Yeah,
think that's
Yeah.
nice, and it's already in a couple of combos as well. It's already been worked, so
yeah,
I like it, and I can't wait to see what comes out of that. But it's a
Mustard,
lot of us that's working stuff. Ash's dude, Twisted, he got
scatter.
some. He got some stuff. Yeah, the scatter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
yeah.
That scatter
I
looks
keep saying
nice.
go to Twisted Balls and look at
Yeah,
that
Twisted
scatter
ball.
gene.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
It's
I have to.
nice.
If they on Instagram? He on Instagram?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Perfect.
Twisted balls. Yep.
Yeah, I
Um,
have to tap in over there. Um,
and I have other genes coming down the pipeline. I got a couple of them that I've proven out already that I like. A couple of other people like. I think I showed one to you, Matt.
oh yeah, no, yeah. You showed
Yeah,
me.
my drip gene. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, there's
there's more to
definitely
come.
some nice stuff out there, and I think the general public, as far as this hobby goes, has been there's always been that mindset. I mean, now that we're so far in the game and we have all these genes to already play with, the mindset has shifted from let me find, because I feel like the mindset was what it is that you guys have when people first started importing these animals. What's the next hottest thing? How can I find it? Let me look at this snake to find the speckle in their eye, and they blinked at me different to try to work this gene. Like that used to be what the mindset was because people were trying to find the newest gene. I think now, as the hobby has grown and gotten so much bigger, we've gotten complacent on just, you know what I'm saying, let's just work what's right here in front of us. And so those who are trying to go down that different route have been looked at as crazy. There's a sayings, because even I've said it. I'm guilty of saying this one. I don't have the room in my collection, but after reviewing and talking to some people over the last few weeks, you know what I'm saying. You have the room. It's just whether or not you want to make room for that gene in your collection and try to work that gene. You know what I mean? Um, Versus making room for the stuff that's already been proven out that you bought for 10,000, that will be 2,000 by the time you're able to sell it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different game. It is. You win on both ends. It's really just about which road that you want to travel.
Mhm.
Anything else you guys got to say about the Dinkers and give the education to the hobby on what it is you guys are doing with it?
Well, I will say this. People always talk about gatekeeping and no more gatekeepers, and we're sick of the gatekeepers while still following said gatekeepers. Because before I met Ash, I was told stay away from Outback, stay away from Ian, don't trust them. They give you six snakes, they send you snake with mites, they send you this, like don't do that. Like I was given these horror stories about Ian from Outback. I meet Ash, he educated me because that's his mentor. He's worked with him. He's vended with him for so many years. He even Ash even showed us behind the scenes Ian's facility. He went in, got his camera phone, and was showing us everything. One of the cleanest, freshest, nicest facilities I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just like the people that y'all watch on YouTube and y'all worship, y'all idols. His facility is just as nice. Not only is his facility just as nice as theirs, but he has multiple rooms. And once you go into a certain room, you can't cross contaminate and go into a different room. That's how serious he is about his animals and the animals he bring in. Like, but I wouldn't have known that because the gatekeepers told me stay away. Meanwhile, the gatekeepers are the ones shopping with Ian, buying snakes from him, proving them out. And now y'all are chasing their dreams and buying all their once stinkers that they found or proven out that they got from Ian from Outback. So my only thing is stop listening to everything these people say. Take what these breeders say with a grain of salt. these big guys, these big wigs, these legends, yes, they did great for the hobby. I appreciate what they contribute to the hobby. I appreciate everything they done. But I say, don't be afraid to take the risk. I did, and I don't regret it. I got the Kazi in my house. She's first generation out the wild. Last I checked, Ash, she didn't come in with mites. She didn't come in with RI. She got a little cuts, a little scars, but those just battle scars, fight and pray. You in the wild, but I, I don't see the horror stories. I didn't witness the horror stories that these people claim happened. And again, these same people who were gatekeeping and told me and other newbies to stay away, they were the ones. And now we got this gene, that. I don't want to say no names because then y'all gonna know the big breeders I'm talking about. But they got their own genes that they got to name, and they got it from the person they told us newbies to stay away from. So I'm just saying.
I think it goes to say that it's just like, I mean, I'm sure people have had bad instances with maybe getting into. I mean, anytime you're bringing in stuff from the wild, there's a chance of it not thriving. That's a chance you're going to take. So I would imagine over 30 years of bringing in imports that there are some people who got a snake that was bad off, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure 100% of his snakes that he brought in weren't well, but that all goes back to even what we were saying at the beginning of the show, what it is that we gonna forgive and move past, and what it is that we not, and gonna make the general public feel like that person should be ostracized from the hobby. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I get it. I get what y'all saying for sure.
And what happened in the 80s, or 90s is not happening now. Like, people evolve. The world evolved. Even the importers, how they import the animals in, has evolved over time. I see more sick and mite-riddled snakes from American-born animals being shipped out. People with the green check marks shipping out sickly, dead, underfed snakes. I'm just saying. In these, just like we talked about earlier, in these same discourse where people are hiding their grievances. Oh, I got scammed. Oh, I got this underfed snake. I got this. They didn't come from Africa. They didn't come from England. They came from your homeboys that you saw on somebody's podcast last week. Like, I'm just saying. So if you're going to, either way, you're going to have to take a risk. You're going to take a risk. So I like to take the risk of the unknown. That's just me. That's just the type of human being I am.
Yeah, I respect that. You're going to take the risk either way, whether you're working with an unknown gene or bringing them in from Africa, or you working with genes that have already been, you know what I'm saying, created, and people are working them already here over here on the state side. There is a risk to it all. Go ahead, Ash.
And Matt, I'm sorry, and I say that to say, like, I love Desert Ghost, I love Tri-Stripe, I love Hypo, I love Orange Dream, I love a lot of genes. You know, I'm not a gene hater, and the genes that I hate. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cypress. You know? But, you know, I say that to say I enjoy mixing, like, my malice. I proved it out, and now I want to put it into the staples of the hobby. You know what I mean? So it can get more respect. It can garner a certain number or a certain idea in y'all's projects. You know what I mean? That's what my focus is. That's all. That's all, man. Real simple.
You got anything else for them, Mike?
Nah, that's it for me.
Man, y'all got anything else? Y'all good? I just, man, we appreciate y'all. I hope that everybody was listening, whether it was if you missed the first 10 minutes, you need to rewind this and go back to the first 10 minutes, because there are some people exposed that have been doing the hobby dirty, and it is what it is. It's not about them doing the hobby dirty. It's about them being able to do the hobby dirty repetitively over and over again and still be allowed to participate in this hobby. But my man Mike from Insane Clown Ball Pythons is still ostracized, not by one person or two people. It's not like it's the 3s and 4s that are just like, oh, I'm not going to buy from Mike. I can see that's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? We all got people we don't buy from. Elijah said he got a list of people like, I'm not giving you my animal. I'm not buying from you, or this, that, and other. We all have our own individual reasons for things, and that's okay. But when it is a blanket as a hobby and pushed on everybody as a hobby to ostracize somebody, while others are doing the same thing and selling off are letting animals die and not giving people their money back and robbing people of thousands of dollars. Let me send you $7,400 and you don't give me my money back. And there's no ain't no policeman. Ain't no policeman. It only costs $300 to fly. That's it. I'll minus it. Only hey, I'll be at your front door, and that's on my mama. And so you got that happening. You got guys selling jeans or selling snakes as jeans that ain't there, and they know they ain't there, and they scamming people out of thousands of dollars. But we let them back in, which is cool. I'm all about forgiveness. They messed up. They face the consequences. We shouted them out. But as a blanket whole, this hobby has ostracized one guy that I've been around since I've been around, and it's kind of crazy to me. And part of me has my own reasons why I think that it has happened to him the way that it's happened to him. But I'm gonna leave that for y'all to figure out on your own. But other than that, there needs to be a standard, and the standard needs to be upheld for everybody. And if we can't uphold the standard for everybody, then stop with the nonsense of who can and who can't be in it, because we may as well just let everybody get up in this thing. So other than that, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us for this hour. I appreciate it. Y'all came through. We can't wait. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Ash, you already know me and you, we got unfinished business. But I can't wait to see the stuff that you know what I'm saying, that y'all gonna produce, that the Dinker Squad, the Gene Chasers, what was it? Gene what?
Gene Unit.
The Gene Unit.
The Gene Unit. You know what I'm saying? Well, shoot, I might have to wear a white beater then to be 50. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That the Gene Unit that y'all have come, that y'all gonna be coming up with, whether it's AK-47 over there with Fred and AJ, to the Kazi, to the Malice, to whatever else is coming up, man. You know, we salute y'all for doing this for the hobby, because at the end of the day, it proves out the whole hobby wins. You know what I'm saying? The whole hobby wins. It proves out the whole hobby. There's no loser in this at all. And so, man, we appreciate y'all for the grind. We appreciate y'all for coming out with us and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
So y'all get these two y'all flowers and all that stuff while they on here, man. And we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the chat as always. And yeah, you know, you already know, Mike. You know what I'm saying? You got something? You can take us out. Take us out with the usual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take us out, man.
To echo what Matt said, man, great show, man. Definitely good tapping in with y'all, getting y'all thoughts so y'all can let people know where y'all coming from, man. And I appreciate y'all sharing it, being so honest, being so transparent, just keeping it real, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to y'all. Big shout out to everybody who slid through and kicked it with us tonight. Big shout out to the Replay Gang. Make sure y'all leave a comment too, #Replay Gang, and make sure you hit that like button too. If you ain't hit that like button, man, this is your cue. Go hit that like button right now. You tapping in with Replay Game. Make sure you hit that like button too. Again, man, big shout out to y'all. Gonna have to definitely get y'all back on, man, because definitely want to hear from y'all when y'all start distributing that thing.
Yeah. For sure.
These are coming soon.
Before we go, if you in the chat or whatever, there's like 30 some people in here or whatever. Somebody friend requested me, and I told them I was going to give them a shout out because I just like the name. They're a new breeder in the game, or trying to be breeders. 2 ladies, but I just love the name. Their name is like Girls Got Balls Too. So if you already follow them, you're good. But if you don't follow them,
love it.
Go follow them just because their name is dope. And I was like, I got to give y'all a shout out tonight. But it's Girls.Got.Balls Too, or Balls.2. Yeah, so it's hecka dope. I love the name. So yeah. Go check them out. But man, that's it. That's all I got.
You got the thing.
Hey, go tap in. Go tap in after y'all leave here, man. Whiskey Bomb Network, Weir's gonna be on tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
With all the shenanigans that's going on, sophisticated, doggone ignorance. You know, go tap in with the homies over there with the family, man. But yeah, that's it, man. Get me up off of this screen, man. That's it.
Big shout out to the lovely lady behind the scenes. Big shout out to Dakar. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, you can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch, we lead the pack. Double clutch, always on track. With Mike and Mac, we lead the way. In the reptile world, we're here to stay. Double clutch where passion meets. From the start to the top, we can't be beat. Double clutch, with Mike and Mac. Double clutch, it's where it's at. Double clutch,